Hey you guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm Brittany. Today's video is going to be about my second pregnancy video. A lot of people have been requesting that video. If you guys have not seen my first 16 and pregnant story, I will be putting the link down below so you guys can go ahead and watch that one to kind of know what happened. Because if you guys watch this one, it'll just make more sense if you guys watch the first one and then you guys can watch this one. I need something that smells really good. My boys are sleeping right now, and so I thought it'd be a perfect timing to actually get to talk about this video, because I have the boys 90% of the time, so it's just easier to get videos done around this time once they're asleep. Yeah, let's get started. Okay, so basically I left off where we were still broken up. I barely had Josiah and he was about 3 months, and how the co-parenting worked was he either had to come to my house to see Josiah, or because I was still breastfeeding him. So it got to the point where we started just like hanging out as he would come over, and like we would hang out with the same friends. We started gradually just dating again. Well, in my eyes I thought we were dating. We never like really said if we were gonna be official or not. In my eyes I thought like we were together and stuff. I was still living with my mom at the time. He was living with his parents. Me and him were still not on good terms. Like I still didn't even want to fuck with him. I remember this one time, like he knew it. He knew it was already like, I had a grudge against him. So he had texted me saying like, let's go out to eat. And I'm just like, and I remember I texted my mom like, Ma, I can't believe like he just asked me, to go eat with him and stuff. And mom was like, just know, like if you want to go ahead, but just know what you're getting yourself into, because you know how everything is already, you know how he is. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Like no matter what, I'm gonna keep my guard up. So I did. I ended up texting him back, and I was just like still like trying. I was just kind of just keeping my distance from him, but for some reason like something just, it was just in me to just be like, all right, like let's just go. So we went and he came over, and we just like we're talking about everything, the whole situation, and I told him like how I felt that night. So yeah, like me and my baby's dad would just hang out. For a few months we were like chilling, going out together like to kickbacks and stuff, and I would sleep over at his house or he'd sleep over at my house. And me, I mean obviously like we already have a kid, and like little by little we just started seeing each other more often. So he just basically like started staying the night more, and I started staying the night with him. It was kind of like a back and forth thing. I was still I want to say a junior. Yeah, I was a junior when I had Josiah. So I was still going to high school, and I was on birth control after I had Josiah. I stayed the night at his house. I didn't bring my pills with me. When I went back home, I remembered I need to take my pill. So I took 2 pills then when I got home to make up for the day that I missed, which I should have never done that, because next thing you know, it was like around November when I didn't get my period, and I told him about it, and I was like, fuck, like I was tripping. I was like, fuck. And he's like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I'm taking my pills, like I missed one day, I took 2 pills, I didn't get my period. So I took a test, and I remember this was like the day before Thanksgiving, and I was like, and I seen the results, and I was like, fuck, I'm pregnant. Like it came out positive. So I'm like tripping the fuck out, he's tripping out, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. Yeah, so we ended up talking about like what we wanted to do with the second pregnancy. I told him that I was planning on like, I was thinking about not keeping it, and he agreed with me, and he's like, yeah, like I feel the same. I feel like we shouldn't keep it either. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna look into the options to see what I can do. I ended up, how I told my mom was I texted her and I told her I haven't started my period, and she called me, and I'm like, fuck, I don't even want to answer her phone call. So I ended up answering. I'm like, and she's like, you haven't started your period? She's like, you better not come out with this shit again. And I'm like, I'm not, like, I don't think I'm pregnant, which I knew I was pregnant, but I was so fucking scared to just confess and admit that I already knew, because I was like, I do not want to go through this again. I was still like living with her and everything, and I still hadn't finished school. I was 17 when I found out I was pregnant. Just I was 8 months. My mom's like, I'm gonna buy you a test and you're gonna take it. And I'm like, oh. So I was like texting my babies, and I'm like, oh my god, my mom's buying me a test right now. She wants me to take a test right now. Like, am I gonna do? So she gets home and she unwraps the test. I take it, and then I hand it to her without even telling her anything. And she looks at it and she's just like, you're fucking pregnant. Here we fucking go again. And I'm just like, I know, Ma, I'm sorry. Like, I was taking care of myself. I was like, I promise I was taking care of myself. I was like, one day I stayed the night. I forgot my pills. I took 2 the next day, and I was like, that's what the Planned Parenthood doctor had requested me to do. If I ever forgot to take a pill, she told me to take 2 the next day to make up for the day that you missed. So she's like, that doesn't work, blah blah blah. Like, she was just going off on me. She's like, what are you gonna do? And I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what I want to do. And she's like, you don't know, like, how could you do this to me again? Like, she was just like, she didn't react how she first reacted the first time, where it was like, the first time was horrible. Like, mom could not control herself with her emotions she was going through. But this time it was more like, what are you gonna do? Because I'm not dealing with this again. I don't know, Ma, like just give me some time and I'm gonna think about it. And she's like, all right. I was pretty surprised that my mom kept that one pretty cool. And I told him, like, okay, my mom, like, she basically told, what am I gonna do? This time she didn't tell me to, like, have an abortion, but she's just like, you gotta figure this out. The first thing my mom told me was, you already seen what you went through with your first baby. How are you gonna do this again with your second baby, with him not being there for you, especially financially? I worked. Even after I had Josiah, I went back to work. I legit just didn't work for about 3 months and went back to work as soon as my 3 months, as soon as I was able to work again. I went straight back to work and made my money. And it's not like we were officially together. We were just like messing around. Like, in my eyes, obviously, I thought we were together in a relationship, because I thought that back then I was like, we're sleeping together, so we're together, like, he's mine. I have a baby with him. So that's how I thought that at the time. So my mom's like, you already know how it's gonna be like with another one, and you're gonna, you know, just know that you're gonna go through this, you know, without his help again, and just know, like, what you're getting yourself into. And I'm like, okay. So I really thought about stuff like that. That whole night I was thinking, I was stressed. I couldn't even sleep. So I was like, I had Josiah, and like, it was just like, it was already a lot of work for me, and I was like barely trying to live my life. I was still trying to finish high school. So I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna, like, thought about it so good, and I'm like, I cannot have another baby. Not at 17. I'm not gonna have a second baby, especially with the fact that I'm already struggling with one. Not struggling as if I couldn't support him, because I did everything that I could to support him. He never missed a thing. He had everything that he needed. But I knew with another one, it's gonna be double. So I told my baby's dad that next morning. I called the doctor, and I told her, like, you know, I'm pregnant. I just found out, but I was like, I want to look into options of not keeping it. So she scheduled me for an appointment. So I go, I take, you know, obviously they're gonna have me take a test. I took a test. Of course it comes out positive. So she's like, okay, what is it? What do you want to do? And I'm like, I'm just not, I want to look into options of abortion, basically. And that had never been a thought in my mind that I'd ever be able to go through something like that, especially at such a young age. I cannot do this. But at that moment I was like, I cannot see myself having another kid. So basically she gives me a list. I waited it out. I want to say I waited it out about like a week or so. My mom's still telling me, what are you gonna do? And I'm like, just give me some time to think about it. I ended up calling back the doctor, and I'm like, okay, I want to do the abortion, but I was already about 9 weeks. So the doctor's like, here's your options like of abortion. So I'm scheduling your appointment so you can come back and you can do it within 2 days. And I'm like, okay. So 2 days later, I told my baby's dad, and he was like, okay. He agreed with me on doing that. Like, not once did he say, don't think you should do this, don't have an abortion. So already I thought he's not even gonna, you know, like, he's not gonna be here for me. He's agreeing that I shouldn't have the baby. He's not trying to tell me, I got you, we could do it. Oh my god. Basically, I go to my appointment and I told my mom, okay, mom, I'm doing an abortion, and I feel like this is what's best for me because I can't go through this. She did an ultrasound on me to see how many weeks I was. And as she was doing the ultrasound, I was like, oh my god, like, she asked me if I wanted to see the screen, like, the baby, and I'm like, no, I do not want to see that. Like, because I already know myself. I'm like, I'm just not going to even want to do this. But as she's doing it, she's like, and then I start thinking in my head, like, I cannot, like, there's no way that I can do this. I was like, I got this. I can go through this alone. Like, I did it with Josiah. I went through my whole pregnancy by myself, and I was like, there's nothing else that can hurt me. I've already been hurt, so I know I'm strong. I can go through anything. Like, nothing else can hurt me. So I was like, I don't have to go through this, like, especially knowing the fact that, you know, that I'm not gonna have my baby, and, you know, just because I'm scared of the fact that nobody's gonna be here for me. And then another thing that was coming through my mind is that my high school, I was like, because everybody knew that he had left to LA the whole year I was pregnant. So I was just like, oh my god, people are gonna say how stupid I am. That's all that was on my mind. Is I was so worried about what people were gonna think. I was like, people are gonna say, how dumb could she be? Like, he left her when she was in LA. Why would she get pregnant by him again? Like, why would she do something like that? Like, she's so dumb. And I was like, I swear, like, so I told my mom, I was like, you know what, like, I ended up walking out the doctors. I could not do it. Especially how she told me how the procedure and everything was going to be like. I was like, I'm sorry, but I was like, I can't do this. So the doctor's like, that's perfectly fine if, you know, whatever you feel like you want to do, no one's pressuring you. And she was just giving me advice, and I walked out and I went home and I called my mom, and I was like, I can't do it. Like, I cannot do it. I'm not gonna have an abortion. My mom, she didn't kick me out, but she wasn't happy that I was having another baby. My mom was like she just was not talking to me. So I remember Thanksgiving was coming up. So my baby's dad at the time was like, I wasn't even like on good terms with him, just because everything was so bad at that time. And like, me and my mom start getting in a fight because she starts getting in her feelings, and she's like, how could you do this? Like, no, like, she was just crying so bad. So me and her start fighting, and I'm like, I'm gonna take care of this baby. You act like you're gonna take care of this baby. Like, me thinking like I know it all. I'm just telling her how it's gonna be like. And she's like, you think you guys are so in love and you guys are gonna have this happy fairy tale ending, and it's not gonna work like that. I've been through what you've been through. And she's like, look at me, I had 3 kids by the age of 18, and you think that I want you to go through this? She's like, I'm not with your dad no more. Look, like, my dad wasn't like really there for my mom either when we were kids. What I could say about my dad is he did support my mom, but that was about it. He was like never really home or there with my mom, and he's out and about like cheating on my mom too. So my mom's just like, I know how this is and I don't want to see you hurt. And so I was just being like a brat, and I just started arguing with my mom. Me and her were just kind of going back and forth. My baby's dad, like, I just can't be here. It's just better that I go with you because I have Josiah. And I was like, and I'm pregnant. He picked me up, and I grabbed Josiah, grabbed his stuff. So I ended up moving in with him. And I was still going to work, and my only rides was I would borrow my mom's car to take me and pick me up. This one day he picked me up from McDonald's, and I told him, like, do you want anything to eat? Because, like, I'll get you something. So I got him, like, a cheeseburger meal, and I'm in the car. And I started telling him how I had to talk to my mom, because me and my mom didn't talk the whole time I was living at my baby's dad's house. But I ended up talking to her, and I was like, I want to spend Thanksgiving with you guys. So my mom was like, yeah, like, come over. So I told my baby's dad, and I felt like he didn't want me talking to my mom. With the fact, like, regardless, she's my mom. Like, I don't care if, you know, like, just because I'm with you doesn't mean that I don't need to have no contact with my mom. Like, she's still my mom. And I was like, and I'm not saying that I have to be there all day. Like, I can be with my mom half day, and then I could come back to your family's house, like, after. And he's just like we just start getting into it off of that. So I was like, what the fuck, you fucking dumbass. Like, why the fuck would you fucking do that? Like, I remember I still had the cheeseburger in my hand, so I grabbed the cheeseburger and I threw it at him. I called my mom and I was like, Matt, I cannot believe him. Like, he's mad because I want to spend Thanksgiving with you guys. And so heated, like. And at the time I was already like 3 months pregnant. And he gets off the car, and then, like, I'm screaming and he's screaming. So somebody outside, like, calls the cops on us. So the cops come, and I call my mom, and mom's like, what the fuck, you need to get out of there. Like, that is not, like, that's not healthy for you and stuff. Like, you just need to get out of there. So I told my mom, you're right, I cannot be here anymore. Like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be there with him. And I was like, I need to go back home with you. So he ended up going to jail, not because I told the cops that he hit me or anything, but they're like, we know that I told them that I was pregnant. They seen that I had, like, marks on my hand. So I didn't even, like, tell them. So they just start searching me and start searching my hands, because I basically was explaining the story. My purse was still in the bush, because I still hadn't even gotten my purse out the bush. So I told him, like, my purse is in the bush. And then, like, so I was like, he threw my purse in the bush. And I was like, and that's how it started. So they ended up taking him for a week. I ended up getting my stuff, and I left, and I went to my mom's, and I told my mom that I wanted to get homeschooled because I was embarrassed, because I didn't want to go back to school. I was just like, at the time I was just so about what people are gonna think. So literally after that, when he got out, like, we did it again, where he would come over to see Josiah, and like always, like, I would just, you know, give in. And yeah, I'm sorry guys, because just thinking about it, like, I'm so much more like, how could I put myself through shit like that? Like, how could you just keep going back to a person like that? And he ended up living with me. He ended up moving in with me when I was like, well, he didn't move in with me, but like, he would stay at my house a lot for like a week, like 2 weeks out the month, 3 weeks out the month. So here I go thinking that me and him are together again. So I remember I was like 6 months, and we did like a kickback at my house, and I'm already like 6 months pregnant, and he got so drunk that he blacked out, and he had his phone. So I did not know his password, but I knew my brother knew his password. So like, I'm like running to my brother's room, and I'm like, oh my god, please give me the password to his phone. So I get the password to his phone, and I'm like looking through his phone. I swear to god, you guys, so he blacked out like at 1 o'clock, I want to say, and I stayed up till 5 in the morning. And I was just crying and crying and crying and crying because of the shit that I seen. His friend ended up staying the night with him, and when he woke up, like, I wanted to stalk the fuck out of him while he was sleeping. I was just like, how could you, like, how could I be so fucking stupid? And I was like, I knew, I don't know why I was so surprised. It's just because I was so in love and blinded. Then it's already 10 o'clock and I'm waiting for him to wake up. I couldn't even go to sleep. I'm waiting for him to wake up, and his friend ends up waking up first before him. His friend wakes up, and I was like, because in the text messages I seen with his friend, him and his friend are going out saying, oh, like, this girl, and I bet you, like, you know, just guy shit that they fucking do when they're single. Just been knowing that I'm pregnant, like, you're doing this, like, you're going along with it. It's different, like, when you play with someone's emotions than when you're just, you know, like, because I would get that. If you're not gonna fuck with me, like, then don't fuck with me, and I'm okay with that. You can be single, and, you know, but, like, if you're gonna be staying at my house for 3 weeks, making it seem like we're together in a relationship, and telling me that you love me still, and telling me, you know, just making it seem like we're in a relationship, like, I'ma obviously think that, like, he would literally fuck with my head. I don't know, it's just one thing I got to say, like, just don't fuck with people's emotions. That really fucks with them a lot. I told him when he woke up, I was like, get the fuck out of my fucking house. Like, I was, it sounds stupid that I would say I can't believe you after he did what he did. We ended up going to the doctor's 2 weeks later, and she does my ultrasound. Tells me that Jaden's umbilical cord, so basically, I mean, don't quote me on this because I'm not sure if this happened like 5 years ago, so I don't know if this is right or not, but his umbilical cord has like an artery and then 2 veins, something like that, and that's how like a normal umbilical cord is supposed to be. But Jaden only had 1 artery and 1 vein, so he didn't have enough blood or enough food. The doctor was saying like he's growing very, very slow. Like, since she had told me that Jaden wasn't growing as a normal pregnancy would be growing, she's like, you know what, she's like, we're gonna have to induce you in about a month. So I was like, oh my god. I didn't talk to him. We're gonna have to induce you at 35 weeks. Like, you're gonna have the baby on this day. So I'm like, oh my god, this is crazy. I get, you know, I start preparing for it, and I was small with Jaden. Like, I was all belly, but I was pretty small. I had to be at the hospital like at 7 in the morning. So my baby's dad, we're still not together. I didn't let him come over to my house or anything, and I told him like please make sure you're here at this time so you can take me to the hospital. We can have this baby. So he picks me up. I have the diaper bag ready, and it was just me and him, and we go to the hospital, and I get ready to have the baby, and the doctor's like, as soon as you start feeling contractions, let us know, and we can give you the epidural. So, and I'm like, fuck yeah, you don't gotta tell me twice. If it's that easy, yes, as soon as I feel 1 contraction, I'm getting the epidural. So yeah, sure enough, I mean, it didn't work like that. I had it, like, they didn't want to give it to me right away, but it wasn't as bad as my first pregnancy where I was dying. This one was, Jaden's pregnancy was so smooth, you guys. It was like, I felt pain and I felt contractions, but it was not as strong as Josiah's pregnancy. We still didn't have his name. Like, we had no idea what we were gonna name Jaden, because I had told my baby's dad from the beginning of my pregnancy that I would let him name him because I got to name Josiah. But I was like, I want a J name because his name starts with the J and Josiah's name started with the J. So I was like, I want to do another J name. They popped my water. You guys, I've never experienced my water breaking, and I've always wanted to, and I never have. They've always had a pop before me. I was excited about that. I didn't get to tell you guys when I went to find out what I was having. Like, when I knew I was pregnant and I knew I was keeping the baby, my baby's dad came with me to find out what we were having, and I was so shooting for a girl. I was like, I want a girl, I want a girl, I want a girl. Like, I don't want to have a boy. I already have my boy. And then I was like, this is my last pregnancy. I don't want to have no more kids. And when they were doing the ultrasound, I was like, oh my god, please, 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 please let me have a girl. And then the doctor's like, it's a boy. And I'm like, oh my god. And I called my grandma. My grandma was so happy because she loves boys. She's only had a girl. She was so happy. She's like, yes, I'm so happy you're having another boy. And I was like, I wanted a girl. Like, I wanted a mini me. And so then Jaden ends up coming. You guys, he was so small. What's crazy is that back when I had Josiah, the same doctor that delivered Josiah delivered Jaden. So my same doctor was like, when I first had Josiah, like, oh my god, I see the hair coming, it's a blonde baby. And my baby's dad was like to the doctor, like, what? And she's like, I'm just kidding, he has black hair, because I have black hair and my baby's dad has black hair. So then when Jaden comes, she's like, oh my god, like, I see a blonde baby. And like, when I grabbed Jaden, he was really blonde. I was like, wait, what the fuck? And he had blue eyes. And like, I just fell in love with Jaden. He was 5 pounds, so he was so small. Like, I could literally fit him in one palm. And he still didn't have a name. So they're like, okay, the birth certificate's gonna come in and you guys gonna have to sign it. And I'm like, okay. And I told him, like, have you thought of a name? Like, what are we gonna name him? Like, we're gonna have to sign the birth certificate right now. Like, what are we gonna name him? And as we're speaking about that, the birth certificate comes in. And I'm just like, oh my god, like. And he was like, he has a pin in his hand. He's like, we're gonna name him Jaden. And I was like, okay, that's it. I like that name. So that's literally how we literally chose Jaden's name within a second. Like, I was like, I'm down with Jaden. Jaden's a pretty name. And plus, when I seen him, he was like a little blonde baby. So I was like, it fits him. Yeah, after I had Jaden, I went back to work. I was still doing what I had to do. And I was living with my mom. He wasn't living with me anymore. And then, I remember one time he asked me about a DNA test for Jaden. And I agreed. I was like, let's do the fucking DNA test. Like, I've never, at the time when I was with my baby's dad, I had never slept with anybody else. Like, he's the only guy I had ever been with. And I was like, let's do the fucking DNA test. A year goes by and I was living in Fresno already because my mom moved to LA, so I wasn't even here anymore. So me and the kids went to Fresno to go live with my grandma, because that's where she was living at, with Mo too. So I was with the kids with Mo, and one day a letter comes in and I didn't really get it. So I had it on the table, and then Mo comes home from work. So she's like reading the paper. She's like, Britt, what the fuck? And I'm like, what? She's like, have you read this? And I was like, yeah, but I didn't finish reading it. I didn't really get it. And she's like, this is a DNA test. I was like, swear to God. She's like, yeah, this is a DNA test saying that this is a DNA test for Jaden. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, you're lying. And then it said, basically the results were 99.9% the dad, because you can never be 100% like DNA. So I was like, oh my god. I was like, I can't believe like he actually went through with that. I mean, yeah, I agreed. I told him do it, but like, I was like, dang, like, that's just crazy. But I mean, at the end of the day, don't blame him, because I always get this a lot, that Jaden and Josiah look nothing alike, which they don't. Josiah looks like my dad's side of the family, and also my baby's dad's, he looks straight like my baby's dad. And then Jaden looks like my mom and like our side of the family. Like, we're so light complected, and my mom has blonde hair. As a baby, she's always had blonde hair. And Jaden also has blonde hair. So my grandpa's side of the family has colored eyes, and till this day Jaden has colored eyes. But when he was like a baby till 3, he had like these bright blue eyes, which I'll post a picture of them, of how he looked like when he was a baby. He was just so blue, like blue eyes, really, really white. He even has like blonde eyelashes and blonde eyebrows, so you can't even see those hairs on him. But I mean I get it. Like, if I was a guy and I had 2 babies and one looked just like me and the other one had blue and blonde hair and like, you know, those type of features, I would kind of question it too. But I told him, yeah, like I'm the one that told him, like, let's do it. So I'm glad we did that, because, you know, I remember though, like, I had so much resentment towards him because of the fact that he did that. Yeah, you guys, so after that, I finally knew what it was, and I finally got it through my head that me and him were just not meant to be. Like, don't get me wrong, he's a really good, like, a great guy, friend-wise, but relationship-wise, I was just more in love with him than what he was with me. And I feel like a guy should love a girl more. I mean, it should be even, but I feel like when a girl loves a guy more, like, I feel like as girls, we're always gonna get hurt when it comes to stuff like that. And I told myself, like, I'm never gonna put myself through that again. Like, I don't ever want to get hurt again. And I'm like, I just keep doing this to myself, and I keep doing this to myself. And then I never thought that I could unlove someone. I was like, I'm never gonna stop loving him, and I'm gonna always go back to him. But after you go through so much bullshit with someone in a relationship, you know that your worth comes before your feelings. And I put my worth before my feelings. I was like, I deserve better. I deserve, you know, like, being happy and not always stressing about someone and being unhappy. And I was single for 3 years. I was not with him. I didn't get back with him. And now I'm dating. I've been in a year relationship, and he treats me so good, and he's so good with me, and he's so good with the boys, and I love that you know, like, we're all a family. And I just feel like no matter what, like, he treats me like a queen. Co-parenting now is pretty good. At first, when it was kind of rocky when I got in my relationship in the beginning, it was like, my kids better not be around, and and I told him, look, when I feel like the time is right, I will let you know when he meets the kids. And I was like, I will never not tell you. Like, I told him specifically, I will let you know before they meet the kids. So I waited about 6 months, 6 to 7 months, I don't remember, but it was about 6 to 7 months. I finally texted him, and I told him like, I'm ready, and I think, you know, I want him to meet the kids now, and he wants to meet them, and, you know, we want to be able to do family things now. And so he was okay with it. He wasn't mad about it. He told me that he knew that I eventually was gonna have someone around the kids. So the first couple of months was kind of hard, because it was like, it was kind of a little crazy, but he's over it now, and we're all happy, and I'm happy with my boo. And he gets the kids every other weekend. Other than that, you know, I'm just living my life, and I'm moving on forward, and I'm happy where I'm at. That's my story, you guys. Please use your birth control. Use your birth control, and keep your options open with birth control. I know now not to ever miss a day, so I'm on it. I have my alarm clock every night. And yeah, you guys, always put your worth before your feelings. Know what you're worth, because you deserve the best for yourself. You should always be happy. Happiness is everything, and if you're unhappy, that's bad. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for all my supporters that are there for me, and that are always showing support, and I love you guys. Thanks for rocking with me and Brianna. Make sure to like, comment, you guys, show some love, and last but not least, subscribe, you guys. Please make sure to subscribe to see more videos, and we'll have more story times for you guys. Thanks for watching.